Listen, the key to great pizza starts with great dough. And Skorch'd Pizza has your back. This is the perfect beginner's dough recipe. You'll never have to buy dough from the store again. Trust me. Trust me. Let's get into it. We are going to make a 58% hydration dough. All that means is that for every 100 grams of flour, we are going to use 58 grams of water. We are going to make two 300-gram dough balls. So into your mixer, you are going to want to add 209 grams of water, 0.57 grams of active dry yeast, 12 grams of sugar, 12 grams of olive oil, 11 grams of salt, and finally 359 grams of bread flour. With the bread hook attached, you are going to run this for about 5 minutes at medium speed. Once those 5 minutes are up, scrape your dough off of the hook and run the mixer another 5 minutes. This allows all of the dough to get some work. As you've noticed, all of these measurements are in grams, and trust me, that's what you want. No cups, no nothing like that. If you don't have a food scale, I highly recommend getting one. I left a link in the description for a nice one that my brother uses for his dough, which eliminates the need to have two like I do. But if you only need the scale to weigh out your yeast like I did, then that is in the description as well. If you research dough like I did,
Mommy wants your pizza? Mommy wants your pizza?
when I first started making dough, then you've probably seen a bunch of mentions about 00 flour. But I'm here to say, don't waste your money. We are going to be cooking in our home oven and cannot reach the temperatures needed to justify that cost. The flour I am using here and the best flour for this recipe is King Arthur bread flour. Now that your dough has been mixing for a total of 10 minutes, once again scrape it off of the hook and let it rest for 20 minutes in the bowl. This is going to allow the dough to relax a little bit and make your next step easier. That, of course, being the stretch and fold. For the stretch and fold, it is as simple as taking one side of the dough, stretching it, and folding it over. Hence why it's called the stretch and fold. Grab a different side and repeat a couple more times. This adds structure to your dough and helps gluten development. Once you are done, place your dough in a container and place it in the fridge. What we are doing here is bulk cold fermentation. It is the step that allows you to keep the dough ready and on hand for all of your pizza making adventures. In the fridge, the dough is not going to rise as quickly as it would sitting on your countertop, since this dough is undergoing a cold fermentation. You are going to want it to sit in your fridge for at least 2 days before you use it. In order to prevent it from over-fermenting, make sure to use it before 5 days have gone by. However, the greatness of this recipe is that it can be frozen. You are going to end up with two 300-gram dough balls by the end of this process. A 300-gram dough ball will get you about a 12-inch pizza. On the morning that you plan to make pizza, take your dough out of the fridge and let it sit to reach room temperature. This will take about 2 to 4 hours depending on your house's ambient temperature. Once it reaches room temperature, you are going to split the dough in half into two 300-gram dough balls. This is where if you wanted to freeze it, you could wrap it up in plastic wrap and move it to the freezer like I did. Simply pull the dough out of the freezer and defrost overnight in the fridge to use it. Now begins the fun part, making the pizza. With your dough ball at room temperature, simply stretch your dough into a circle-like shape. Circles are hard, and the pizza will still taste amazing regardless of the shape. Grab your toppings of choice. I'm doing a simple cheese. Sling it in your oven onto a baking steel for about 5 minutes before turning the broiler on for about 2 minutes to get that nice char. This flour has a high protein content which is going to help with the gluten structure and give us a nice chewy but crispy crunch due to low hydration. Once removed from the oven, slice it up and enjoy. Remember, sharing may be caring, but when it comes to this pizza, it is optional. Look at this, guys. Did you trust me? Did you trust me? Did you trust me? I told you. I told you. We'd get you a delicious New York style pizza dough recipe. It was that simple. It was that simple. This dough was frozen. I froze it. I make giant batches like this. Giant batches of dough. I freeze them. I portion them out. I freeze them. This is what you get. Look at this. Look at this. You know, cutting skill is not, not my forte. Look at this. Look at it. I can't get it. I can't get it. Oh, that's hot. Look at this. Look at that. No flop. No flop. That undercarriage. Perfect. Perfect. Come on, guys. Try it out. Let me know. Let us know. Skorch'd has your back. Come on.